bracket number one. Brad Inman in an opinion piece writes, Better, referring to Better.com, brawls and Zillow's misfire. Brad Inman says it's just the start. So let's dive into what that means. Brad says anger is one reaction to shattered expectations, but you can't pick a fight with an unforgiving market. These days, everyone's fighting their own fears. And so we've got a booming housing market, right? It gives generously, Brad says, forgives blunders and hides mistakes. A slowing market exposes mismanaged companies, weak leadership, and alpha male executives. So for anyone that didn't see, the CEO of Better.com, Better Mortgage, maybe that's what he's referring to on the alpha male executive. Nicole, you said before the show.
I mean, he came out firing.
Yeah, he did. He did a little hook
a
shot,
lot of it.
A little Jake Paul knockout punch there to start off the opinion piece. Did you did not see the Zoom call that the Better.com CEO?
I didn't, but that doesn't really mean much.
Yeah. So
yeah,
he fired 900. Most people have probably seen this by now. He's fired 900 employees over a Zoom call, but he made it all about him. Last time I did this, I cried, and you guys just haven't done what you're supposed to do, so you're all fired effective immediately. Well, somebody recorded it and put that out there.
This is the second time in my career I'm doing this, and I do not want to do this. The last time I did it, I cried. This time I hope to be stronger. But we are laying off about 15% of the company.
On social. Well, what happened since then is he's been relieved of his duties, the CEO. It's like, okay, yeah, go take a back seat here, bud. We don't necessarily need that kind of leadership. Better.com was really, they think they do mortgages better, and they were actually offering free real estate services to get you to do the loan with them, Nicole. So they'd be like, hey, do the loan with us, and we'll give you free real estate services.
Way to make friends. Way to make friends with those real estate agents.
Well, they just feel like they can do everything better. And that was the audacity of this CEO. So I agree with Brad there. This one particular leader, I wouldn't even call him alpha male. I would just call him an idiot. If you watch the Zoom, you would know what I'm talking about. So he goes on to say, instead, it was the tale of bubble bursting. Of a bubble bursting. In this case, 75% drop in refi volume. So that's why they laid off the 900 people. They don't have the refis, right? And part of, the interest rates going up in 2022, that's the problem here. If you don't have the refis, and they did like $2.8 trillion worth of refis. It was over $2 trillion worth of refis in the last year. That number is expected to drop to $860 billion going forward in this year, Nicole. So they've got to make up that money somewhere, either by firing the 900 employees or getting more purchase loans. So Brad says it was probably a necessary business decision, obviously not handled well, as we, reviewed there. So, this is a fast growing fintech company. That's the thing. All these fintech companies, and they think they do everything better. He writes it perfectly here. Arrogant leadership, untrained in managing cycles, turned the incident into that public fiasco that we talked about.
I feel like I got to go watch it now.
You've got to watch it.
I got to Google it. I'm going to Google it.
It was so bad. He was like so monotone, had no empathy for the situation. Not only that, he just literally kept talking about himself, and you're laying off 900 people like 2 weeks before the holidays.
Christmas, yeah.
It's ridiculous. All right. So he also talks about Zillow. Sloppy retreat from iBuying is a tamer version of the same story. Market whiplash, slamming a company that once seemed invincible, wiping out $20 billion worth of shareholder value. So, and he talks about that mortgage lender brawl that we talked about last week. Even that brawl earlier this month in Atlantic City has the roots of a market shift. So basically, Brad's take here is that the market is shifting. So for mortgage people, they don't have that refi business, right? For Zillow, they couldn't predict the values of homes, and they didn't have a good iBuying model. And he's saying that this is making everybody, this underlying issue of the market shifting is making everyone furious. He compares it to, violent drama on airplanes, which I'm getting on an airplane a lot. I haven't seen much violent drama. I know you see a couple TikTok clips of it here and there. So I say, Brad, I think you're taking like a very small percentage. But, he's saying that you can blame the wacko passengers, but it's really the virus is the underlying issue. So he's saying to us, agents, get ready for more tales of woe as the overheated of woo. Woo or woe?
Whoa.
Woo. Whoa?
Whoa.
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 More tales of drama, basically, as this overheated housing market cools. So there's going to be more frustration is what he's saying here for agents. So he wants us to go back to our 2020 playbook of connecting with people. Nicole, how often have we said that?
Every single moment of our lives.
All the time, right?
All the time.
Have these conversations, build deep relationships in your community with your network, your past clients, everybody, on and on and on. He's saying go back to that playbook. I don't know why anyone would have
strayed from the playbook, but
abandoned that playbook. And I agree with him, right? When times are uncertain, those people that communicate at the highest level, that have a plan, that are the most educated on what's going on, are going to make other people feel the best to be able to navigate those new waters. So I'd agree with that. I don't know that, everything Brad, I can't wait to get into his predictions next year because a lot of his predictions have been wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Remember we talked about the iBuying prediction was 50% of the market?
Right.
That didn't work out, right? So I don't know. Do you agree with Brad, Nicole, that the market is making people go crazy right now, that the anger is stemming from the market?
Well, maybe. I mean, I guess the problem here is that people are being reactionary, and that's always a problem. I think too, because I'm sure you get it too. Like you could be randomly out somewhere or with your family, and they're like, "Wow, you must be so busy." So there's like this inflated.
Well, I hate it when people say you must be so busy. I'm always busy, whether the market's up or down.
You must be so busy. The market, So it's, I mean, I think though that if you're I think if you're uncertain, and you're feeling the shift, but every year it shifts differently. Like you have to be palatable in this business. You have to feel it, you have to sense it, you have to be prepared for it. Again, I mean, I feel like people probably feel like going into the first quarter every year, regardless of what the market is too. But, I think the biggest problem, to be quite honest, and it kind of goes into like this brawl thing too, is that social media right now is like look at the schools last week. Like most of the schools shut down because of this like TikTok thing. So I think that the anger also probably stems a little bit from you're comparing, you're feeling like maybe you're not doing enough, or you're jealous. I think jealousy is a horrible, mean, terrible thing. So I think it's really just like the compound effect of just what's happening in society in general too. That's sort of making this all happen. Again, I mean, 15 years ago, we never would have seen anyone get fired on Zoom, let alone someone recording it and then putting it on social media. I'm certain he got fired mostly because it got put on social media, because I guarantee you most people wouldn't even have cared how he fired the people as long as he fired them, So the whole thing is we're living in different times.
Brad ended with an endlessly rewarding market puffs up our self-importance. And that's, I mean, you're talking about that, like people puffing on social media a little bit here.
Yeah. Well, especially this time of year, like I'm closing out the year with 50 deals and $17 million. Like,
I don't mind. I don't mind that stuff, but no, I don't mind that stuff at all. I don't mind when people post that. Like they've earned it.
The lady at Gap doesn't tell you how many sales she's done
because she works at Gap, and then there's nothing wrong with working at Gap. But I'm just, hey, if she got a nationwide record for the Gap, she should post that too. She should be proud of that. But people are puffing up a little bit too much. I think there's time and place for the puffery. But Brad says a less forgiving one, which we may be entering. I don't know. I think it's just, I don't know if we're less forgiving, maybe a more volatile one, right? Reminds us that the most valuable things in our professional lives are earned with determination, grit, and hard work. What happens next is our own making. So
I thought it was a great article. I'm glad to see Brad back.
And he's got a whole bunch of comments. Anytime Brad posts, he gets a whole bunch of comments. He has some people that are, he's got one guy, Anthony, coming at him in the comments section. Go check that out. He wasn't, he talks about Brad's bromance with PropTech and talking about all the losses Zillow Open Door. How about those losses Open Door's had since their last earnings? I love seeing that. OfferPad, Redfin, they're all down big year to date. Listen, guys, don't do the dance on Zillow. I'm telling you, that'll come back to bite you. Hey guys, if you enjoyed this short clip from The Real Word, click here for another one.
Or if you like the full episode, click here.